Straight off the bat, this wasn't a forward line made up of a left wing, centre forward and right wing. This was a forward unit played in unison, hence all three ended up in different positions throughout the game. As a consequence, we didn't get the usual centre forward isolation as seen in previous seasons or even pre-season. I'm going to show you how they achieved this and the impact it had on Arsenal's defensive structure. This was after 1 minute 20 seconds and showed the intent United were going to play with. Mbeumo is about to go long, and as the ball is in the air, we can see Cunha dropping off with Mbeumo and Mount making runs in behind, and we can see the effect this had on Arsenal's backline, which created a 2-on-2. Here we can see Dalot looking to play this pass with Cunha dropping into this pocket. As the ball is played, we can see Mbeumo looking to spin in behind, looking for this pass, but Cunha is fouled, stopping that from happening. This is an interesting example. Mbeumo is about to go long. We can again see Cunha in the pocket with Mount and Mbeumo making runs off him again. But as I mentioned at the start of the video, it's the close proximity they play with, giving a much greater sense of support. And here, simultaneously, Cunha goes short and Mount runs in behind. So this one drop in deep and at least one runner in behind caused Arsenal a lot of problems. But why did it? The first aspect of this is the pressure it put Arsenal under in front of their back four. Mount has dropped into this midfield pocket, and look how far out of position Saliba followed him to stop a midfield overload. And we can see why, with potentially 3 passing options to pop off to, but Saliba keeps him going backwards. As United get the ball out of that pressure, out to Mbeumo, we see the other issue these tactics cause Arsenal. Attacking the grass in behind, push the rest of Arsenal's backline towards goal, creating this stretched and fragmented backline. Casemiro is about to play the ball into Cunha, dropping into this pocket. As he does, we see this rotation of positions between Cunha and Mbeumo. Mbeumo making that run, and with Mount also beyond Cunha on the top line, it stopped Arsenal's backline pushing up to squeeze United. As we run this on, we can see how the forward runs off that forward pivot creates and sustains pockets between the lines. Mount is about to hit a crossfield ball to Mbeumo. With Cunha in this pocket, Saliba is on the front foot, anticipating a ball into him, where Calafiori is on the back foot, anticipating a ball to Mbeumo. As the ball gets to Mbeumo, we can again see how stretched Arsenal's backline is. But this final example demonstrated how scared Arsenal centre-backs were of Cunha. This time it's Mbeumo in the pocket with Mount and Cunha making runs off him. As we run this on, look how far back Cunha has pushed Saliba, deepening the offside line. And in this final phase, look how much deeper Saliba and Gabriel are in comparison to the fullbacks. This 1 deep and 2 forward run ploy really messed up Arsenal's defensive structure. But it wasn't just the forward runs of United's front three that caused Arsenal issues. With De Ligt on the ball, Dorgu's arm is out, telling De Ligt he's making that run. It's a good ball from De Ligt, and another run that pushes Arsenal back. Dalot makes this inside to forward run, giving Casemiro this pass, but just lacks the accuracy to get him in. But this one made me laugh, with De Ligt this time attacking this pocket and Ahmad played him in. In general, I can't remember United making as many forward runs off the ball in one game. And for those of you who have watched the channel for a while will know I've called out the static nature of United's attacking play on many occasions. Although the guts of this video was about the dynamism of United's front three, I have to tip my hat off to Amorim's tactics without the ball. It was flexible, but in the main, Amorim dropped a 10 into midfield, creating this 5-3-2 defensive formation to stop Arsenal's attempt to overload midfield with the inverting Calafiori. As we run this on, we can see Odegaard dropping really deep to get on the ball, because the overload wasn't creating the space Arsenal wanted to get him on the ball higher. But there was a safeguard to this. The 10's role was mainly to shadow mark to cut off passing angles into midfield. As such, gave the opportunity for someone to sneak in behind the 10, and we can see Rice has done that on Mbeumo. But the safeguard was the outside centre-backs, stepping up to shut potential passes like this down. Rice knows this and puts his arm out to refuse the ball. This time, Mount has dropped back to stop the overload, and Shaw has stepped up onto Odegaard. This made it really difficult for Arsenal to break our lines. But this example showed why it was needed. Mbeumo is concerned about Gyökeres making this run across De Ligt into his avenue. Doesn't step up onto Calafiori, and he gets on the ball in a pocket, but that was a rare occurrence. The devil's verdict is United's off the ball, forward power running against Arsenal was the closest yet we have seen to Amorim Sporting. Up to now, we have seen too much lateral movement and not enough vertical movement. That changed on Sunday. The sustainability of this remains to be seen, but what gives me hope is the front line set the tone for the game. 2 new signings and a player in Mount who has hardly had the chance to impact United through injury. A new dawn? No, but a step towards United competing and being a difficult side to play against? Possibly. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.